Oh, they'll be totally discreet. Thank you. We got one!
Thank you, Janine, for bringing that to my attention. That yes, we do actually have one here today, and that is Wizardry, Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord. And this one actually goes a little bit higher than the $1.99 that I normally do by at least 1 decimal point. So, before we do that, go ahead, like, subscribe, ring that bell, leave a comment, and let's grow this channel a little bit more. So, yes, Wizardry, Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord. It's on sale for $19.99. It is regularly $39.99. So it is more expensive than what I usually go for. But God, I saw this and I'm just like, I have got to get this. How did I miss this when it originally released back on May 23rd, 2024? Wizardry Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord is a full 3D remake of the first game in the Legendary series. So yes, I remember playing this back in 81. And they actually make it so that you can see those 81 graphics as an overlay. And it is one of those that, yes, you get to put your party together or use the default party as I'm doing here. But some quick statistics on this. It weighs in at 1.6 gigs, regardless of whether or not you're on the Switch or Switch 2. Supports all 3 play modes. Adventure role-playing from Digital Eclipse. Japanese, French, German, Italian, Spanish, and American English. And it is rated T for teen because of blood and fantasy violence. So yes, this is a good old-fashioned dungeon crawler. In fact, it is a remake built on the original engine of the very first, well, dungeon crawler. Probably not the first, but it's the first one that actually made dungeon crawlers popular. And oh my god, this is both nostalgic and awesome at the same time. This gives me the member berries like nobody's dream. And yeah, it is spoopy because you're in this dark, ill-lit dungeon with only the torch to guide your way, and you run into beasties and monsters. So let's talk graphics. Graphically, this game looks really, really beautiful. I have not played this on the Switch 1, but I'm anticipating that it's going to look very, very similar, just with longer load times, because there's no upgrade pack or anything along those lines. And it is way too cumbersome for me to put the Switch 1 back into my recording system. So yes, this game, I love the texture packs. I like kind of that retro throwback when you're looking at your team. The monsters are well realized and fun to battle with, because what we used to have to imagine is now on the screen. Now, if that's a good thing or a bad thing, who the hell knows? I remember playing Atari and playing in television and imagining beautiful monsters and environments with those graphics. And yes, the graphics within Wizardry were really, really simplistic as well because of when it was originally made. This is a great update. And I mean, it kind of reminds me of what they've tried to do with Bard's Tale, but they've never actually gone back and remade the Bard's Tale games. They've just tried to expand on them. This is actually what I was hoping for with all of the Bard's Tale stuff, because I loved that series. The graphics here are great. The environmentals look stunning. I cannot praise this game enough, and the effort from Digital Eclipse enough. I'm giving graphics an 18. Sound. It's got the original soundtrack. Oh my god. Updated, of course. But oh, it sounds lovely. And it throws you into this kind of cross tabletop video game dungeon exploring goodness. And it is lovely for your ears. That said, not perfect, not great. Not a big fan of some of the spell sounds, or the impacts don't make as much of an impact as what I'd like to when you are hacking and slashing your way through the dungeon here. So, sound is only getting a 17. We're sitting at a score of 35 as we go into controls. The controls are simple and basic, and they work lovely. They complement the gameplay. And just in case you are ever at a loss, they're right down there in the lower left-hand corner. Thank you, game devs, for making it easy to not have to remember what you were supposed to be doing, especially in a turn-based RPG. So, yeah, the controls are fantabulous. I'm giving them a 17. Again, not perfect, not great, but they really do complement the game. We're sitting at 52 as we go into gameplay. Well, it's a dungeon crawler. You explore. You unlock and advance your character. You have to run out of the maze and buy more equipment so you can go deeper into the maze. You spend the night at the inn and refresh your hit points and magic points. This is exactly the gameplay that I was looking for when I saw this. And so, yes, gameplay is fantastic. It may feel a little repetitive at times. That is the nature of these types of dungeon crawlers. It may also feel a little grindy at times, which is the nature of dungeon crawlers and RPGs. You will encounter beasties that you shouldn't have encountered, but they do a good job of balancing it so that, in all honesty, you can't get so far into the maze where you can encounter shit that you shouldn't have ever had the balls to go and approach. It does a good job. You just have to pace yourself and understand kind of the nature of this style of game. So, gameplay is absolutely fantastic. I'm giving it an 18. We're sitting at 70 as we look at value. Are you gonna get 20 hours of gameplay out of this? Maybe with replay. Maybe if you take your time and do all of your exploring and everything, you will get your 20 hours out of it. But the key to the game, or the value of this, is seeing quite literally one of the first classics in the role-playing game genre. I mean, literally, yes, we had Rogue and other kind of explorers, but this is the first one that really caught fire. And I'm not kidding you. If you had a home computer back in 81, you were playing this game. And yes, I prefer to go into the mode, not the console mode, but the old classic Apple mode to play this. This game is fantastic, and it hits me in the member berries exactly the way that I think Digital Eclipse knew it was going to. So much so that they've even released other Wizardry chapters on the Switch back in January of this year. But I had to get this one because this is the game I played as a kid. And the DNA of that is still there. So, yeah, value, I'm giving a 17 to, gives it an overall of 87. Solid B, bordering on B plus. If you like Dungeons and Dragons, if you like dungeon crawlers, if you like getting your ass handed to you and then likewise handing that ass back once you figure out what you did wrong, you are going to love this game. So go ahead, pick this up, and we'll talk to you kids later. Bye-bye! Hey, if you've made it this far through the video, make sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell, leave a comment. I've also posted 2 other videos down here as well as a subscribe link, so click, enjoy. That's kind of how the algorithm works.